Um, Hi, so I'm Morgan Davie of Diceratops, and we're back for another very special episode of D&D Saga, Beard to the Bone, and I'm here with Julz Burgisser. Hi, Julz.
Hey, Morgan, how's it?
It's just fine, and I'm here with Thom Adams. Hi, Thom.
Kia ora.
Now, this is a very familiar greeting for us because we did this before, and in fact did an entire great episode worth of dungeoning and dragoning, and then I completely failed to record it. So we're the only people who enjoyed it, and it was very enjoyable.
I enjoyed it a lot. So
Great.
I do not consider that wasted time in any kind of form. I'm just sad that nobody else got to hear those little things, but I enjoyed it so much. So
what we're going to do is we're going to treat that as our dress rehearsal, and now we're actually going to do it, but we're going to do it and it's going to be the most efficient game of Dungeons and Dragons you've ever seen. We're probably going to get it all done in about 4 or 5 minutes. So let's rip into it with our second go round at what happened in the D&D saga that left Jackwick Gambleson and Mascara Stormfire in a mysterious hilly environment, staring at a bunch of hills and a big old house and a map that was hopefully going to lead them to the rescue of someone they still don't know. There's lots of questions to be answered. So let's hand over to Julz and Thom, Mascara and Jackwick, and figure out what happened? What? Let's settle on the present tense. Let's figure out what happens next.
Well, here we are, having killed hounds, looking at ills, off to a teddy bear store. I assume I've lost my H's again.
yes, you've lost your H's again. We had I feel like this is deja vu. We had a big discussion once about how you lost your H's. Let's move on.
Quest to find my H's and to find this other thing and to find the story of the H's off to the teddy bear store.
We have decided is at the teddy bear store. So we walked towards the teddy bear store and we talked about a lot of things, including the missing H's. And
full of horror.
We came across the teddy bear store. Would you like to tell us about what the teddy bear store looked like, Bob?
So the teddy bear
encountered
store.
a den of...
The teddy bear store was most notable for the gigantic teddy bear that was parked outside of it, propped up on a huge pole and tied up with guide ropes to keep it stable in the winds, which were whipping across the hills. And its fluffy fur was riffling and ruffling, and its enormous glassy eyes were peering out at the approaching Mascara and Jackwick. The building alongside was an old wooden building that had been amended with tents extending out to the sides and to the rear of the structure. Quite colourful tents around a pretty ordinary and plain-looking wooden core, and of course this enormous teddy bear looming over it all as they approached.
Yeah, which we decided, we had a long conversation about how it was creepy, basically. Creepy.
We threatened the bear.
Yeah, we threatened the bear. Yeah.
If it moves,
Yeah, I tried to get him to not threaten the bear because I was worried about being squashed. But essentially that was it. Yep. And then we went in.
Bear, I will murder you into the house. There's my H.
Into the teddy bear shop you went, and you found yourselves in a large showroom lit by lanterns where there were a number of little pedestals atop of which were various teddy bears, beautifully made teddy bears, examples of different styles and different fabrics and different structures. And there were alongside large books of different kinds of fabric and diagrams and various kinds of things. But all of these details were quickly overshadowed by the arrival of the attendant, who was shocked.
Went into full sales
super
pitch.
mode.
Not immediately. The first thing he did was get freaked out that you were here.
Oh, yeah.
Not wearing any kind of mark or sign that would have you under
That's
the
right.
protection of the Craddocks. Because, of course, the Craddocks, the great family that live in the house, don't take kindly to visitors into their territory, and their hounds roam freely. And he immediately ran and barred the door and looked fearfully out to make sure that you weren't being chased by any of these hounds, and looked you over to make sure that you hadn't lost any limbs or so forth. And
that's when we found out about Henry, the hound keeper.
Henry the Elm Keeper.
Yeah, and we were concerned about Jackwick's H's again.
Where are they? Where are the H's?
Where are they? I don't know.
It's gone. The H's are gone.
But Henry the Oundkeeper was going to be very upset with us for killing his ounds, is what we found out.
Dropping his ounds over a bridge.
Yeah.
So then we, I believe the attendant basically started talking to us about beds and things and sleep and all those things and teddy bears that would be suited to our unique personalities. And then Mascara suggested that we could potentially find a teddy bear to help find Jackwick's long lost monster under the bed, Steffi. Yeah,
which is when the attendant got real weird and went, stay here, and like ran out the back to go get his boss. And I was like, what's going on there?
Just hanging, talking about it.
And then he came back and he wanted us to come meet his boss. And so we followed him.
You better come this way, after making very sure you're talking about a creature under the bed. And he ushered you back into the great tent, where, surrounded by pillows and wonderful comforts, you rounded a corner and saw a great big camel. And the camel with its lovely eyelashes was taking a very pleasant hit from a hookah, and as the bubbles dissipated, the camel then eyed up Jackwick and Mascara and immediately identified Jackwick Gambleson. I have seen you in my dreams. I've seen you in my future, and my future is here now. Something along those lines. So
it
Jackwick,
was just as funny the second time.
Jackwick, you have been anticipated by this camel. Mascara, the camel then identified Mascara. I've seen you as well, but I did not know your name. And Mascara, you hesitated.
I hesitated to give. I was like, this guy, like this camel, like knows my name already. Like, is he gonna know if I'm gonna give him the wrong name? But I still gave him Mascara Stormfire anyway.
Which then Jackwick immediately called her Matilda, so it kind of almost didn't matter.
So the camel proceeded to have a weird kind of conversation with you that roamed all over the place. Are there high points that you can recall that stand out?
The Cradocks are capitalists, dirty capitalists, who sell all things sleep related.
To the kings and queens, to the wealthy.
They sell rest.
Yeah.
They make bed things.
Yeah, they made a great fortune.
Yeah, they do a lot of science around beds, like improving the quality of everybody's sleep. And
bedology.
Yes, that's right.
Yes, the masters of science, bed science.
That's right. That's when he got that weird thing in his neck, where he almost did it underneath. He was leaning over so far it nearly twisted over the other way. Yeah. Creepy.
Yes, and of course, bed science includes underbed science. So, is that
the same as bed mass?
Bedlam.
Let's see. I think you basically then the camel tried to persuade you to hand over some kind of payment or reward in order to help you out with finding this person you're looking for.
Yeah, where the apprentice was. Yeah. And he's this camel, won't assume gender. This camel said that they would check their records, but it was going to take a minute. So, and I said, as payment, fine, I'll buy a beer. So I went back to the shop to
really setting us up for a montage. A montage of beer selling, where the beer comes out and it's wearing a bikini, and you're like, no, and you're thumbs down, and then it comes out wearing a ball gown. You're like, yeah, go.
Cute.
That would be much. Yeah, that's perfect. Let's do that.
I'm glad that happened. That definitely happened. It's canon now.
But Mascara went through, and I think her selections so far were that she wanted a beer that was dark as dark to go with her, like matte dark, so they're blended in, and to make her feel better about the fact that she doesn't have any parents or siblings. So something just, to make her life better. And then we decided that we decided that the best color for the bear was Vanta Black, because it is the absolute absence of light. Yeah. I think that was the bear shopping. And then...
And Jackwick's looking on going, gosh, that's a bit dark even for me.
So while Mascara was
Oh, no,
doing...
wait. We missed something, really important. Yeah, I was going to say, because while I was doing that, Jackwick was hunting, and that was the first and only roll of that entire episode.
Yeah.
And I may as well have botched it, I got to say.
Excellent. So the roll was not great, and there was almost like there was this time juddering moment where Jackwick wasn't entirely clear on how much time was passing and picking the same beer up and putting it down again, and Mascara was kind of moving around the room in the background, and Jackwick very much off in his own world, and attention being drawn by the great teddy bear outside, glimpsed through a window, kind of shifting a little bit in the breeze, maybe more than it would normally be moving, looking really strange. And then a loud knocking at the door and the sound of a voice. It's Henry Craddock! It's Henry Craddock! You're not meant to bar the doors! Let me in! It's about my dogs! And Jackwick, you reacted very quickly. What did you do?
Jackwick grabbed Mascara and pulled her to a corner where he cast Minor Illusion to make a gigantic teddy bear around the two of them.
And then the door was opened by the assistant, still unnamed, and Henry Craddock stalked in, looking very dramatic with his big brown coat and his big brown boots and his very impressive physique. And as he began to berate the assistant, he was followed into the room by a great dog creature whose nose lifted up and started to sniff. And that was, as I recall my beautiful dad joke, the sniff hanger for the episode. We've caught up. How about that?
Yay!
Amazing.
Hey, did we speed D&D? I feel like we speed D&D. I mean,
all right, so now let's go again. Let's do the whole episode, but this time we're going to do it in 30 seconds.
Existential horror teddy bears, a deal.
God, you forgot the missing H's. I mean, really, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's all about the H's.
The missing H's.
More H's.
Definitely important. Cool. Well, I feel like we've caught all the high points there. So, maybe this is what we should do for every episode from now on. Just play it and then just sum it up.
Previously,
I mean, as much as I have enjoyed this, because it's almost like, like when you finish playing a session and then you stick around with your friends because you want to talk about the session that you've just played, even though you all played the session, so you all know what happened, but you're like still talking about the moments in it. Yeah. That's what this feels like. It feels really cool.
Awesome. Yeah. All right. Well, let's do the next one in a more traditional style, and I'll try and remember to hit the record button properly that time. So,
seems fair.
Awesome. Great. More beard to the bone to come, and that is for the second time this evening, but the first time that you are witnessing. It's a goodbye from me, Morgan Davie, the Dungeon Master, and a thank you to Julz Burgisser.
Aloha nui.
And a thank you to Thom Adams.
Ka kite anō.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Diceratops presents a podcast, D&D live on stage, interviews, news, other games, and romantic advice from Randy Dwarf. Get it all at diceratops.nz.